Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show y'all how I installed this 13 by 6 20-inch deep wave wig. It's going kind of fast, but these are the products that I use. Please feel free to pause if you need to see those. And I did 3 layers of glue. I just spreaded those out and made sure it was completely dry between each layer. And I'm just using the back of the razor that I used to cut the lace. I went in with the blow dryer between each layer to help it dry faster. This is it washed after I had bleached it, plucked the knots and everything like that. This is what that looks like. After the 3 layers of glue, I went ahead and put it on my head, made sure everything was fitting right. And then I went ahead and started laying it down. And I really take my time with this part because you don't want any lumps or anything like that after you lay it down. So I'm just pressing it in, combing it in, making sure I'm pressing with the comb. And then I'm cutting 3 strips into the lace. This is going to make it easier to cut it off later. And then I'm just cutting it so that I can see. Next, I'm just putting this band on so that it can lay down. So while I hot comb it and just style it for the most part, I did have to take it off because I couldn't really see. So that's why I put it on and then I took it off. But I did leave it on for a little bit. So I'm just hot combing all the hair back at the hairline. And then I'm just going to start cutting my ear tabs. This part, you just want to go around your ear and just make sure that it's comfortable for you and just take your time. Now I'm actually putting the band on so that it can lay down. I'm going to really style the hair, so I'm doing the middle part and I'm just doing that now. After I had the part right, I went in with the hot comb just to make it flatter. And this will definitely make a big difference in your wig. You don't want it to look bulky. So you just want to hot comb until it's pretty much flat. I went in sections because the hair was still a little bit damp. So I really wanted to go ahead and make sure it was flat all the way through. I'm just really going in and make sure I hot comb the front, back, hot comb my part downwards, and just making sure that I get it as flat as possible. This part is really important in making sure that you're finishing off your wig in a way that it's natural looking. Now I'm just taking my band off and getting prepared to cut my lace. So I'm just going in with a razor and pulling it upwards. With this part, I just do it so that it won't be straight afterwards. I know that it looks rough right now, but you gotta wait until you put the finishing spray on to finish laying everything down and melting everything. Now I'm just plucking a little bit of sideburns that I wanted. It was a little bit too thick for what I had parted out, so I'm just making it a little bit thinner. And then it wasn't laid down as much as I needed it to be, so I'm just adding a little bit more lace glue and putting that down. Now I'm just plucking some hairs out that were down in the lace. And this just makes it cleaner when you lay it down and add your finishing spray. It's just something that I do to make it look better at the end. I'm just going in with the hot comb a little bit more and then parting out my edges. So I'm doing 2 sideburns, a sideburn on each side, and then 2 edges on each side on top of my eyebrow. This is just like my traditional edges. I'm going in with a razor for my edges. I'm just cutting it above my eyebrow and then cutting it a little bit below my ear on each side for the sideburns. And I'm just doing this so that it'll be easier to slick them. I just don't want it to be blunt cut as if I use scissors. I'm also going in with some tweezers and I'm just plucking. You really want to pluck until you feel like you pluck too much, because you want it to be pretty thin, and when you're going back into the hairline, it's not going to be thin. So you just want to go ahead and pluck until you're comfortable with how it looks. Now I'm just cleaning up my part, and then I'm going in with the finishing spray. This spray, I ended up really liking it. It was my first time using it. This is going to be part of my routine from now on with my installs. It is kind of in a spritz form, but it does work really well. And now I'm just blowing that dry before I lay it down. And I'm just using the back of my edge brush to just push my lace down, and then using the brush to push back all the hairs. And then I'm going in with my tweezers to pluck any hairs that don't belong. Don't mind all the glue that ended up coming down on my face. I did end up cleaning it off with more than just this little swab. But yeah, just tie it down at this point after it's dry. If you tie it down before it's dry, it's going to stick to it and will pull your lace up when you take it off. Now I'm just going in with a thick piece of thread and some spray. It's really called Gray Away, and I just go over that and create a straight part. And then I'm going in with some mousse and pretty much moussing the hair all the way down to the point where it's wet. Now I'm just taking the band off and I'm preparing to do my edges. I fixed that bright spot, as y'all can see, and now I'm just combing my edges out, just trying to make it easier to swoop them. And then I'm going to go ahead with an alcohol swab and just clean them a little bit more just to get that product out. And I'm going in with a little bit of mousse and this mini little edge brush, and I'm just finishing my edges up. Now I'm just going in with a little bit of makeup on this mini makeup brush, and I'm using it on the lace that's out just to help blend it in with my skin, as y'all can see. Now I'm just blowing everything dry, making sure that there's no tackiness left on the lace or the edges before I put my band on. And I'm going to let that melt for about an hour and a half before I take it off. To finish everything up, I'm just going in with the hot comb one more time, just making sure Everything is super flat and to my liking. And then I'm going to go in with some mousse on the front pieces just because when you use the flat iron, it kind of makes them come out some and then they start drying that way. So I'm just adding mousse on it one more time just to finish it up. I'm taking my band off and I'm just looking at it, making sure that I like it. And that's pretty much it for this install. I hope that y'all enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.
After shit a nigga did for you. Yeah, you ain't really fuck with me way back then, but how about now? Cause I'm up right